We're here with Coach Hamilton from Paulding County High School talking about the game last night with Villa Rica. Tough loss, overtime loss. What do you take from last night?
You know, it's one of the things, you know, we're on the cusp of getting better or the cusp of being where we want to be. But it's that whole thing of there's a lot of factors go into just, you know, becoming a better program. And, you know, as I sit down and start thinking about it, you know, one of the things, you know, is a trust issue. You know, it doesn't matter what you do in life to have a good organization, you got to have a lot of trust. And sometimes, you know, when you're struggling and things ain't quite going your way, you don't trust. You know, and it's hard to earn. And trust is a very hard thing to earn. You think about your everyday life, your marriage, or your friendships. If somebody ever breaks your trust, it's hard to trust that person again. It's hard to grant and trust. And that's how kids are on the field, with the coaches and with each other. You know, if they're worried about the center snap, then, you know, then this happens. Or if the receivers don't think the quarterback's going to throw him the ball, maybe he tries to adjust his route, and then he's not in the right place. The quarterback does throw a good ball, then it's picked. Or, you know, or you run the option, and the, you know, the quarterback doesn't trust the guy to catch the pitch, so he doesn't pitch it, or even doesn't trust himself. You know, that's why if you look at like the University of Alabama, you know, their big slogan, if you're going their thing, just do your job. And really what do your job does is whether it's a secretary or whoever, it's a trust factor with them. I don't worry about what you're doing because I'm more about what I'm doing. So when we both accomplish our task, then you have a successful place, successful, you know, organization, whatever. And we're at that point right now. We have to come on and just totally sell out that we trust each other. And, you know, and it's not a bad thing. It's just hard because you think about, you know, if you've had any difficulties in your life in your marriage, that, you know, once that, you know, if you don't trust them to do what they're supposed to, you know, money, you know, the finances, just picking up, you know, right. You know, your spouse doesn't pick up. I'm pretty sure my wife doesn't trust me to pick my clothes up. I mean, you've seen my office, you know, and it's just, you know, it's, you know, and you might be intending to do it, but it starts a problem because there's no trust there. So and that's hard. It's human nature to, you know, be a little bit selfish, and it's hard just to trust. That's nothing bad about our program. It's just something we have to get more of because, you know, we're right there physically. We've worked out, we've played hard, but we have to learn to trust each other a little bit more, and, you know, just to get there. You know that's going to happen. You know, all the great receiving combinations all the years. You look at those guys. I'm sure that they talked about. With the Colts, you know, Marvin Harrison and Peyton Manning, he knew where he was going to be. He trusted it. He didn't have to worry about him being at 12 and a half yards when I threw the outcut. He was there. So Peyton was going to throw the outcut regardless of what happened. And Marvin Harrison realized, hey, if I run these steps, I don't have to look for the ball. I'm going to turn around. The ball's going to be right here. They probably could have done it blindfolded at midnight.
We had a tough loss last night. It seems like the past weeks we have been in the game physically. We've been in the game statistically. We just haven't been there on the scoreboard. What's your plan going forward to keep everybody on the same path and headed for the same goal?
Yeah, we've had, and that's hard. That's really a tough thing about coaching. It's, you know, winning cures all ills, and you win, and everybody's happy, and, you know, even though you're not doing anything different, it appears to be different. The big thing is you just have to put your nose around something, keep working. You know, life's about, you know, just to keep working. You can't give up when something gets hard, because if you do, you're probably not going to you're going to be living by yourself without a job. You know, and it's one of the lessons I tell the kids, you know, and, you know, going through this, you've worked really hard at it. It's not quite gone our way, but, you know, we're so much better. It's to turn the program around. We have to keep fighting through this, you know, and not finish the season up at 2-8. You know, we got to win some of these games here at the end, get some big momentum going into the next year. And, you know, we're having success on, you know, our freshman JV our teams are undefeated this year. They're blowing some people out. So, you know, the future is very bright for Paulding County High School.
Right.
And it's just a matter of our older kids. You know, we're trying to change the culture. You know, do the thing, and it's always hardest with those older kids sometimes because they're used to what happened before.
Right. Now we're getting into the kids that are used to the way we want to do it now.
Yes, you know, the other kids, they don't like. I think the freshmen, they might win against you because they're not really sure they're supposed to lose. You know, our JV is averaging like 44 points a game right now. I'm pretty sure they're going to score points all year because they assume that's what's going to happen when they're going in the game, and it's just a difference. It's a difference. You know, those kids, they're starting to trust themselves that that's what's going to happen. Instead of having that little bit of doubt in your mind, you know, and that doubt in your mind grows and something happens, you know, whether it's an offensive lineman, hey, I could close the gap down and step. Then you start worrying about, what if I close the gap down, this guy may rush outside. So then you don't do either, and then you end up screwing it up to begin with.
Right. Well, the good thing from last night that I took was, over the past few years, the scores have not been even remotely in our favor. Every game last night, every game to this point, we've been in the ball game. Even at Altoona, at halftime, we're in the ball game.
But one thing, you know, if you want to see a flag football game, come watch us. It's exciting. You know, it's not gone in our favor, but if you pay your money to get in, you have gotten your money's worth. Our kids have played hard. It's been great ball games. It's been excitement. There's been ups and downs. You get the whole emotion. You know, I'm exhausted after the game. I'm sure you are too. It's an emotional roller coaster. And so, you know, we're on the screen machine. You need to come watch. You know, get invested. You know, come watch the kids because they're doing a great job. You know, you're very proud of where our kids come. You know, but you know, the year before I got the job, we were 1-9 that year, and we scored, I think, 39 points in the ball game. We scored about 60 points for the entire year. Got blown out in most of the games, and it wasn't very exciting unless you're a fan of the other team.
Right.
And we slowly have clawed our back way down. We've got chances to win ball games, and now we just got to get over that hump. It's, you know, it's that last push to get over the hump. So I hope all the kids realize, but I do realize that we're there. It's just going to take a few things just to get over the hump to start winning.
And we talked about it last night. But one thing I want to mention and have you hit on is the nomination that you just got.
Yes, you know, when I talk about, and I really say all the time, we run a kids first program, and everybody talks about that. We worry about kids, worry about young men, but I truly mean it. You know, that's like when I hired Coach Black. You know, he come in here, we met to interview him and stuff, and he gives me this really detailed, he's really organized. He does a great job. Very detailed, organized packet of information, and then we're sitting there, and I took it and I sort of threw it offside. Said, I really don't care about that. I just want to see if I like you. Will the kids like you? We fit in the thing, because it's about what, you know, if the kids don't like you, nothing else happens, and he fits right into what we're doing. So, but when I took the job over, you know, my goal was just not to impact the kids on the football team, because I think a lot of times people get to be a football coach, get wrapped up in themselves, and don't see the big picture. You know, you will wield a lot of influence on the campus when you're the football coach. So one of the things we do every week is, because I want to spread that experience for some people who can't do it. And we have a group of kids at school that, and they're special education students that can't physically play for various reasons. And we always dress up one, you know, we call it the player of the day or player of the week. And we come in, we give them a jersey, they dress pregame with us, they come, they eat with us. And it's really a good experience. And these kids, you know, they have a wide range of disabilities, and you know, they have a great time. And it does my heart really good to watch those guys do that, and you know, and their parents, you know, see that, and it exposes our kids to kids maybe they're not around during the school day, and they let them see them and get to know them, and then speak to them during the day. And it makes it makes a great relationship. It makes our kids better people.
Right.
And through that thing, Don Breedlove nominated me for the Class Act Award on Living Alive. And it just, you know, it really goes to community service, because, you know, I really want, you know, to use my influence as a coach to make our kids better people, to help, you know, positively impact our community.
Right.
And I hope, or I'd like to believe, that we're heading towards that.
I believe we are. Last night, you being on the field, you couldn't see it, but I think Austin had the best time of his life.
Yes,
he was actually dancing on the
yes,
the bench.
Yes. Yes, I saw you run through the run-through. I think every year he's done it a couple of times. I actually think I look out there and he's going through linebacker drills the other day. So and it's a great experience for them.
It makes an impact.
Yes, and you know, that's one of the things too. And through that, you know, we've got to know the special ed, the coordinator for the county, Mary Ann Bishop, and her son Levi does it with us quite a bit. And we hosted Special Olympics at our school, and our kids came out and did a great job with those guys, because, you know, because they had sort of grown accustomed to, you know, having them around a little bit. So it went great, you know, and to me, life is not just about football,
Right.
you know, because everybody has their own quote unquote Super Bowl, you know. So I want to spread that around.
Right. I think that that's what I wanted everybody to realize, is that you are more than just X's and O's, wins and losses. Yeah, we die and live by the wins, but it's more than that.
You know, winning is important. There's no doubt about that. You want your kids to success, and we're working towards that goal. But when I die, my goal is not for them to be Scott Hamilton football coach. That's not what I want to be. And I don't want our kids to graduate high school and that's their best time of their life is playing high school football.
Right.
And that's their high point of their life. I want them to have taken lessons away and become cops, doctors, lawyers, businessmen, successful husbands. I want them to carry that away from our program as much as I want them to win at football. Because, I've talked about that before. I want our kids to get better as people and as football players simultaneously. Because if you're doing it right, that's how it should be done.
Right.
They should understand that lifting all those weights is learning about dedication. Showing it to practice every day is a habit. So then you're going to go to work every day. I want all those things to carry over. I want them to learn to, treat people with compassion and do all those. That's a lot to do. It's, sometimes it's almost overwhelming as a coach, but I think that's all, as a coach, a football coach, I think that's our responsibility we have to our kids.
Right. The other thing is you put a staff together that we all get along. We all know what we need to do. There's not tension in the coach's office. But you lost an important part of that last night.
Yes, last week Brian Voyles came and did the video thing, did a great job. And we got a few guys, I'm going to mention them on our staff. Brent Huff, Nick Carter, Brian Voyles, Michael Lovejoy, are all community coaches. Oh, and Eugene Dorsey. These guys volunteer and they work for free. And they're spending as many hours out and they're not getting paid anything. And
Right.
Brian Voyles last night he's our special teams coach. He does a great job coaching our kickers. He's building people's never played before, and he's crushing the ball. I don't know.
Right.
Voyles is coach of the year. Being a kicker guy, I got very excited when he kicked the ball to go into overtime. Jumps up and down, and he suffered maybe a catastrophic knee injury. His least torn his MCL during the game. I was joking about the game. It's not funny, but it's funny. I said, best thing about this, you're working for free, so you can't get workman's comp. But he's working for free, and he knows the guys that do those type of things. I commend them because they're working their job, driving to school,
Right.
and doing this. I think Brian works for the state government. And those guys, that's showing, I think, to me, where we're headed as a program. When we got people that wanted to, donate their time for free to be around other people's kids.
Right.
Because he's got 2 small children in the home and he's missing time, and I'll call and check on him when we leave here to make sure he's okay. But it's a big deal to me when we get guys like that, because that's what I want from our thing. We got, we have the largest staff in the county, and it's because our community coaches show up every day and work.
Right.
And that's tough. I don't know how Brent Huff does it, honestly, because he is also the coach of our 6th grade team, and and we talk about being a Patriot, knowing Paulding County High School, that Brent Huff, if your actions speak for you, then he has spoke that he loves Paulding County High School, maybe more than anybody in this county.
I agree. He had a vision at one point for the Junior Patriot program, and he's followed through with it.
Yes, last night I was talking to Coach Shaw, the former head coach of Paulding County, who's I've known Rick for a million years. I'm actually his big brother in our fraternity, so we're pretty close. And he's just talking about how much it's changed around there, and said, there's all his youth night last night, all the kids running around, and all that goes back to Brent and David Whitaker, and you yourself on that Patriot team. That it's, I think we're becoming more of community and things. Wednesday nights for second time, second year in a row, we have a paint crew that helps paint the field, and it's definitely a much better. To me, it feels like a program now, and we're headed in the right direction. So, you always won't worry about when you say leave it better than you found it. I think if we all stepped away today, that Paulding County High School is better. Not only is the football program is better because we, yourself included, we're involved in it, and that's part of coaching. You've got to get that satisfaction.
Right. Looking ahead to next week, we've got Lithia Springs. They're having a down season, but you can't ever let that be where you think you're going to walk in. And
and that's one of the keys too of a growing program is you beat the people that you're supposed to. And we have to not have this East Paulding, Villa Rica hangover and go in and even play a close game with Lithia.
Right.
They've been giving up 40 points a game and get beat pretty bad. And I'm sure they're thinking, hey, Paulding County's a team we can beat. We got to go in there and really sort of execute, get ahead early, and have some fun. Our kids need some fun.
Right.
Get some momentum going into homecoming against Rome the next week. I'm not a big believer in this, and it's always the coach speak of saying that's what needs to happen for us. We need to go in there and score some points and hold them to defense, not get involved in the dogfight, play a bunch of kids, enjoy ourselves, and get to the homecoming week feeling good about ourselves, because there's no reason why we can't win, a lot more football games here at the end.
Right.
But it's got to start. In the past, we've done this, and we've turned around and not played well this next week.
Right.
And it is worrisome as a coach. It is fall break. A lot of our kids don't drive. I'm sure we'll be, starting the bus up and going to get them next week as a staff. But I feel good about our kids showing up. I think I know that they want to win and want to show we've come. I feel for the kids right now, and it was a pretty devastating loss last night as far as emotionally. But we have to pick back up and go right back to work, because that's what life's like. You're going to be, if you're a salesman, you're going to have you're going to be there, and lose that contract all of a sudden, and you can't just lose 2 contracts and go, I'm not going to do this anymore. You got a family. Yes, you better go find another one. You got family to feed. So obviously, we're not happy with our record. That's the thing. But as far as progress, if you've watched it over the last few years, we're so much better. And I tell the kid, I'm tired of people telling me that, because I'm tired. Moral victories are very worrying on you.
yes,
It is. I don't want to hear that anymore. Yes, I appreciate the fact that people notice that we've improved, but I'm ready for other kids to reap the benefits of what they've sowed.
right. Anything you see next week that other than what we've talked about that you want to focus in on?
No, it's a big thing. We're going to continue to coach hard, continue to improve. We'll continue to play hard, and I just hope that I hope that people show up to the game, support our kids. They deserve it. Homecoming's coming up. Alumni will come back, watch the game, play a good Rome High team. I think it'll be a great night of football these next 2 weeks. On Friday night for $7, come to a high school football game. I think it's a great deal.
You're getting your money's worth if you come to ours.
Yes, you're definitely getting your money's worth. That's not they got extra. They have to pay for the overtime, so that was just an added bonus. But I like where our program's headed. We just have to give that last hump.
And I think we're getting there. Well, I want to congratulate you on the award. It's well deserved. I've known you. We're good friends, and I can't think of a more fitting award, truly.
Yeah, and that's really a function of the program. You can't do things if you don't have support of everybody from the community on down to do those type of things.
Yeah, but it goes back to a lot of coaches. That's an outside distraction that you haven't allowed to ever go away. And so, congratulations, you deserve it.
Well, thank you.
All right, we'll be back next week.